What is going on, nerds? Jah here today, bringing you another episode of One Piece Explained. Today we're going to be going over the history of Monkey D. Luffy, our favorite MC. If you guys want to see the first part of the video where we cover Luffy's childhood backstory, make sure you click on this video right here. Click on that like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And let's get right into this one. Luffy wouldn't actually set sail out onto the sea until 10 years afterwards, beginning his journey by clapping his fat chick named Alvida and recruiting minority hunter Zoro. Then he beats up some people, meets a gold digger, recruits a lie, but he's brothering, so it's cool, recruits a simp, shoots his shot at the gold digger, it goes in, beats her pimp, recruits the gold digger, meets a reindeer, tries to eat a reindeer, meets his cousin, beats the shit out of her, helps her fight a warlord, defeats the warlord, Robin invites herself to the crew. Luffy along with his crew end up defeating several world powers in an incredibly short span of time, including members of the 7 warlords like Crocodile or Gecko Moria, and even Enel, the false god of Skypiea. Luffy and his pirate crew end up putting record numbers for a crew with the 17-year-old as the captain. Things are pretty much smooth sailing until they all get separated during a bout at Sabayori, where all the Straw Hats end up getting one shot and have their cheeks clapped by this giant teddy bear named Kuma. Luffy thinks everyone dies during this part, so it's sad. And Luffy ends up getting sent to an island filled only with hot women, who all collectively have never seen a dude before. So the whole island ends up lining up around him to take turns pulling on his gum gum meat rocket. And Luffy ends up bagging the hottest one, who also happens to be their leader, Boa Hancock. Then Luffy breaks into jail. Then Luffy dives literally head first into headquarters of the Marine in order to prevent the execution of his older brother, Ace. But despite his best efforts, he is unable to stop it, causing him to enter a state of shock that renders him unable to fight completely. And maybe you would have thought it made sense if Joy Boy would have returned then, but Oda's actually good at writing. Luffy ends up getting saved by a fish man named Jinbei, as well as another member of the worst generation named Law, and the two end up leaving him within the care of the right hand of the former pirate king, Silver's Rayleigh, who has now been living much more peaceful in comparison to his time adventuring with Roger. Upon learning that his crewmates are still alive, Luffy resolves himself to continue his training in order to ensure that he is strong enough to prevent his friends from receiving the same fate. 2 years go by before the Straw Hats are reunited, stronger than ever before, and they return to their adventuring immediately. First through forming an alliance with the pirate Trafalgar D. Law, agreeing to make a team with the pirate in order to take down the immense world power Kaido. And after destroying one of Kaido's science labs and destabilizing one of his most powerful subordinates, the Straw Hats make their way across enemy border in order to do the impossible, take down a Yonko. Then Luffy gets clapped, dog walk, cheeks utterly busted, by the immortal dragon known as Kaido with one swing, and ends up in prison where he has to do a bunch of calisthenics to get diesel enough to stick with the big boy. Oh yeah, in there he also learns how to use Ryo, which is just a fancy term that people in Wano use to call armament hockey, which they have mastered to the point that they can literally attack their opponent from the inside out, ignoring their durability completely. Then Luffy uses his newfound abilities in order to escape the jail and returns to the rooftop to begin his rematch against Kaido, only to get clapped again, another good 2 or 3 times actually, with the last time literally ending with his heart not beating, and with Momonosuke and the others completely unable to hear the sound of his spirit anymore. Then, upon reaching the culmination of everything that Luffy had experienced up until that moment, Luffy's heart began to beat once again to the sound of Joy Boy, with Zunisha confirming that the drums of liberation could be heard and that the legendary figure Sun God Nika had returned to the One Piece world through Luffy, with the Gorosei adding on that the entire time the true name of Luffy's devil fruit was not the Gum Gum fruit, but the Hito Hito no Mi model Sun God Nika, a mythological Zoan that grants the user's body rubber properties, as well as the ability to fight in whichever way they fancy, only limited to the user's imagination. A little bit more of canon information towards the identity of Nika comes from the smartest brain in the One Piece world, Vegapunk, who during the Egghead Island arc tells us that ancient text reads of the Sun God Nika as a liberation warrior that spreads smiles to all people. It is also shown that Nika's awakening gives the user the ability to extend their rubber properties to things outside of just themselves, such as people or other objects, even the rock solid ground itself, as well as the fact that it is stated the user gets stronger each time that they laugh, which would explain why Emu possesses the giant straw hat and wanted poster of Luffy, as we now know he's not just some punk problem-causing rookie, but is embodying a divine figure meant to free humanity from enslavement. That's gonna make this episode for today. I know I skimmed over a lot. Guys, feel free to let me know what I missed in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way through. Made it to the end. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel with the notifications on so you get notified next time I upload a video. Sun God signing off.